Hi, everybody. Welcome to this video, or I guess this portion of the Digital School Open House. My name is Jessa Tracy. I'm the marketing manager here, and we're joined with Brandon. He'll introduce himself in just a moment. He's one of our amazing instructors. But this video is specifically dedicated to the BIM Technician program, which is one of a few different programs that's offered here at Digital School. And we're going to be kind of going through, kind of doing a deep dive into the program, what's all involved in it, the layout, and just some really, I think, relevant information. If you're looking to enter this program, it's a really cool one. And we'll also be looking at some student work that is actually done by Digital School students in the program as well, towards the end today as well. Just a kind of note, I'm sure if you guys have watched any of our other videos, you already know the drill. If you look up or if you look down, either side, you'll see the opportunity to book a meeting with an admissions advisor, or you'll also see that you can request information. So if you have any questions about anything we talk about today, or you need some clarification, or are just really interested in getting started, feel free to click on either of those, and we are more than happy to give you more information, go through all this stuff again with you, or yeah, get you started with your enrollment process. But anyways, sorry for ignoring you for so long, Brandon.
That's fine. So my name is Brandon Heurter. I'm an instructor at Digital School. I'm an architectural technologist. I've been in the field for 10 years, and I've also been instructing at Digital School for 10 years in a variety of our programs.
Nice, amazing. Well, we're so happy to have you today to answer a few of our questions about the BIM Technician program. I do have some specific questions that I think are kind of like the most frequently asked questions. So let's just get started, I think.
Sure.
Firstly, can you tell me, I know that some of the programs have different lengths or different length options. What does that look like for this program?
So with the BIM Technician program, it is a 6-month certificate program. And the nice thing about that program is that it can start and then it can transition. You can start that program, do the first 6 months, and then you can transition into one of our other programs, either do another 6 months in the architectural or another 6 months in the engineering, and you can obtain a diploma in one of those. So BIM Technician is really like the starting point for either one of those, or it can be taken as it's on its own. And it's, like I said, a 6-month program.
That's awesome. That's great. Good to know. Also, just kind of next, I guess, snowballing. What can students expect in terms of the layout of the program? I know that's maybe kind of a broad question, but what's it look like? What's the layout? What's the kind of breakdown of how it works?
So the way that it's laid out is that it starts with fundamentals, fundamentals of drawing, fundamentals of software, and also like math fundamentals. So it kind of gets you prepared for what comes next. And the way that it's laid out is that you learn the fundamentals first, right? Just in a logical sequence. And then from there, you get into software, and you get into more, I guess, industry specific or more specific disciplines like architectural, engineering. So there's a little bit of exposure to each discipline in the BIM Technician program, so that you have knowledge of, I guess, each industry and each discipline. And then if you do decide in the future to advance and to take one of our diploma programs, then you have an idea of, or you have an expectation at least of what is involved in each. And so there is some, we use like a hybrid sort of teaching method where students use our virtual campus, and they learn, and we have meetings, live instruction with myself and Antonio. the other instructor, and we set up meetings, and we have demonstrations and live classrooms as well. So it's not where the students is expected to just come in, sign on, and learn at their own pace all the time. There is direction from myself and Antonio during that program.
That's awesome. And they do also have access to you guys, right? Like they can reach out with questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So at any time, students are able to reach out through email and can request meetings. We can set up meetings at any time. And so when you first enroll, you are sent out a welcoming email from myself and Antonio and from the school. And so we make it clear that you can set up a meeting at any time, right? It doesn't have to be during a set schedule. We're always making time, right? And we understand that people have different schedules, and they, you might have kids, you might be working, and so if you're only available in the evenings, we can set up a time in the evenings. We're flexible in that manner. So if you're only available, at 6:30 after supper, after you put the kids to bed, that's fine with me. Just let me know, right? So we're really at your disposal.
That's awesome. I would have loved that when I went to school. That's amazing. Perfect. Well, that's great. I guess also another follow-up would be more specifically what softwares or programs, or like what is used. What are they learning in this program?
So you're going to learn the essentials, like the fundamentals of software like AutoCAD and Revit are the two main ones. There are some other software that is used for learning drawing fundamentals, I believe, like some sketching applications, because as we know, like sketching is an important component of design. But those are the two major software that would be applicable for this program. Obviously, you'll use other software like the Microsoft Office suite, for creating reports and spreadsheets, and there are presentations that students do that on various topics. So, but for BIM Technician program, yeah, you would be expected to know AutoCAD and Revit, and you will learn those going through our virtual campus. You take those programs and do various exercises, and then we hold again demonstrations, workshops, and we're always available. And then those softwares are used to create the assignments, used to build the assignments. We have some flexibility there, so you can choose whichever software you like for the assignment. So once you understand the assignment, you can say, okay, well, I'm going to do this in Revit, or I'm going to do this in AutoCAD, right? We allow some flexibility for the student to choose once they have the confidence and the knowledge
to do that. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome to know. Great, thank you, Brandon. I guess from there, what kind of work would you expect to use this in post graduation?
Well, we get students going into a variety of fields because it opens up. It's kind of the nice thing about the BIM Technician program is it's more general at first, and then it narrows down and goes specific into our diploma program. So again, if you're not familiar with this sort of technical field, then it kind of opens your eyes as to what really occurs, what an architect does, what an engineer does, the roles and the responsibilities and relationships. And then so it's really broad. It opens it up, and so we have students that enter a variety of different fields, anything from being a BIM manager at an office where they're responsible for taking clients' designs and transforming them and building them in 3D and giving timelines, to general drafting and design, and whether that's in working for a home builder, working for a construction contractor, working for a landscape contractor, So we see students entering a variety of different fields that are all related in the technical industry.
That's awesome. Sounds like lots of options. And I know that we do help with job placement, so that's amazing too, and a huge plus for this kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're gonna just take a look at some student work. I'm sure lots of students you've worked with also, which is kind of take a look at. So bear with me here. It'll just take me a second to get it pulled up.
Sure, let's take a look.
Awesome. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, I think we're just going to go through a couple of the really great student kind of projects here. If you have any comments or want to help kind of explain what we're looking at, that'd be awesome. I feel like it's impressive to start with.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so this is a really interesting project. This is something in the early stages of the BIM Technician program. So this kind of goes into taking, I guess it's the student's first introduction into the built 3D environment where they build a structure, and this, some may recognize this house as a famous house. This is the Farnsworth house. And so they build a 3D model of this, and then they're responsible for applying materials and creating different views. And so what Lisa has done here, she's done a really nice job. She's put some of her own artistic flair on this, as you can see. But also what she's done is she's really captured the interior environment and the exterior environment, and played with different materials. So this was a really nice job.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I obviously don't know it, like I don't know a ton about it or like how to do it, obviously. But yeah, it's very impressive. It's very impressive.
Yeah, she did a nice job.
Perfect. This is also by Lisa.
Right. Another artistic work by Lisa. So this is part of the drawing fundamentals that I mentioned earlier. So it's part of the drawing techniques program. That's one of Antonio's specializations. And so what they're doing here is they're sketching, right? This is the fundamentals, because in order to have an idea, take that idea and put that into software, there's steps that need to be taken. So this kind of shows the students that direction, that workflow of taking what's in your mind, what you see, your perception, and putting that on paper. And so Lisa's done a really nice job here. And so I don't know off the top of my head the exact scope of the assignment, but they take an object and then they sketch it, they add color, they create different views, really creating an analysis of this. And so what Lisa has done here is really exceptional.
This is amazing.
This is a technical report. So everything, it's not all about graphics. Research is a large part of what we do, and as whether you're a technologist or whatever your role is, there's always research involved. So we do put emphasis on research because we understand that the students will be responsible to work on their own independently and also as a team. So as much as people don't like to do research and create reports, that is a large part, and there are a few technical reports that will have to be created. So that's what's being shown here. And just by reading this, it says, I'm not exactly what the topic is here, but this is a technical report, so we can see various pages, a lot of images and graphs. Looks like data is being displayed, and that's something that we would expect. It could be, we have one where it's the students do research about the industry and talk about specifically where in the industry they want to enter, and so that gives them some insight about, again, into the different disciplines, so that they have an expectation. And then another technical report later on is about I guess more of the student's choice about like a scientific principle, like a building science type of topic where they research materials or case studies. So this is one of those reports. It looks like it was really well done. Lots of graphics, lots of data.
Yeah, this is awesome. My hats off to Ben Wells that made this, because it looks extensive.
Yeah, it's not easy. Reports are not easy to do, and looks quite lengthy and in depth. So. All right, here what we're seeing is a section through a house. So this was done. This was drawn in AutoCAD, so using AutoCAD, and so this is literally a cross section. If you were to take a house and you were to slice it and then take a look at the inside, this is exactly what we're seeing here. So we have the graphic representation on the left, and on the right hand side we have all the specifications that identify the various components within that house. So this was well done, and also quite nice, showing a lot of detail. So this is a floor plan. This is typical of most technical fields, I guess, related to architectural and engineering. So in the BIM Technician program, whether you're interested in architecture, engineering, the creation or understanding of floor plans and drawings is really important. It's really fundamental. So this is a second floor, upper floor plan of one of our projects, and this was drawn by Rabina. Really nice job. So showing the upper floor, all of the walls, the windows, the doors, and so this is a typical floor plan. Really nicely done.
Oh, that's great. I think we have one last one here.
Sure. Great. So this is a section through the same building we were just looking at, that floor plan, the previous work we were just looking at. That was the upper floor of this. So now we're seeing a section through it. We're seeing a cut through it, and it cuts partially through the garage and then through the house. And so we're seeing the identification of the different components. So the structural components, like the foundation wall, and we can see a footing detail there with some specifications. And then we see the levels, and so we get an idea of the overall height and the dimension, as well as the structure that's involved. So yeah, Dale did a really nice job on this.
Yeah. Here. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, you're still visible.
Perfect. Well, yeah, that's kind of it for taking a look at some student work. I love looking through that kind of stuff because it's really interesting seeing like just all of the different projects and how diverse they are and how much kind of different stuff you learn. Like I'm aware all of that's in that one field, but it's so cool that there's so many different kinds of projects and so much different, like just diversity within that, which is really
You're right.
cool.
Yeah, that is. Like we looked at a lot just now. I mean, you saw some 3D renders, some 3D environments, everything from sketching to 3D to 2D projection and representation. So yeah, you're right. It is a wide variety, and it's nice to see. I don't get to often see a lot of the other side, the work from students, you know, in Antonio's class. So it's nice to be able to see some of that, and our assignments are so vastly different. You know, he's always on the more graphical, and for me, everything is plans and sections and details and just black and white lines, and everything is so colorful. So it's really nice to see that.
Yeah, it's just cool to see, the wide range and all the great stuff you get to learn, I think, between the two of you and between just like within this whole course, within this whole program, rather. Just clearly some really great stuff coming out of it because I'm very impressed. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything that we have for the BIM Technician program video today for our amazing viewers. Thank you so much for doing this with us, Brandon, and for taking some time out.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I really like the opportunity. One thing I forgot to mention, the BIM Technician program, we do have a partnership with CanBIM, so the Canadian BIM Council. And so when you take any of our programs, whether it's the BIM Technician or any of the diploma programs, we do have courses that will lead to a level 1 certification with CanBIM. And so every student will get that industry recognized certification to meet the qualification, and that's where we get that the BIM Technician title from, and that has prepared our students for entering the workforce as a BIM technician, and in some case even moving up to a manager. So I just thought I would.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm glad we touched on it. That's huge, and I think a great way to kind of prepare students or help students prepare for their career, and a huge step forward, a great thing to have under their belt moving into the industry. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me. It's been great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for joining us again. And I will remind everyone that's watching, if you have any follow-up questions about this, if you want to talk about it again, maybe if you want someone else to be on the call to also kind of go through it all with you, really whatever you like, we're more than happy. We have amazing admissions advisors that know a ton of this great information too, and can fill you in or talk more about it or whatever you like. You can also request information just online, and we can send that to you as well. And we're more than happy to do it. But yeah, so this has been our BIM Technician program. Feel free to check out our other program kind of overviews too, and you can see where you want to get started. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.